Greetings and welcome, mercenaries. So, let's have a look at Warbanners. Right, so full disclosure, I was given a key to essentially check this game out to see if it is any good. I can't give an honest answer to that just yet because I haven't really played far enough into the game yet. I've just basically run through the first two missions to see if I could understood the controls well enough. But, you know, from what I've seen, I kind of like what I see. Now, I can't put a number on it because that goes against the agreement I have. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. So what is Warbanners? Warbanners is essentially a turn-based tactical mercenary group simulator, I suppose. There's probably a better word for that. But, you know, it's probably better if I just show you. But in any case, let's get going then. There's not much into the options itself. But here we have the basic difficulty levels: easy, normal, hard, and nightmare. Which I suppose if you want to play like that, you can. I also like the fact that they have an option to give all units less health, which essentially just makes the game move a little bit faster. But again, that's really up to your flavor. If you think the battles are too long, then you may want to do that. Now, the moment I just start game here, an introduction will start that I will try not to interrupt with laughter, simply because of how intense the person who's reading the narration is. But it is, for the most part, well done. I mean, who am I to judge another person's reading of text, given I have no idea how good or bad I am at that. And I won't make fun of this game. It's a game it takes itself seriously enough. It's not meant to be laughed at.
It's been 500 years since the necromancers started the Great War. Every city, every village, every farm was drowned in fire and blood. But the people survived. They won. By the grace of the gods and the power of steel, the undead were banished from the lands of the living, and the necromancers were destroyed. Legend preserves the name of the hero who rose up to unite all the kingdoms in the face of the ruthless enemy, Svenfeld. The events of the distant past live on, thanks to the gray-bearded storyteller.
Master Pringus, the innkeeper, was busying himself shouting at the hapless maid. His tavern, squatting in a wretched village on the banks of the river Svari, was rarely busy. This afternoon was an exception. The company of stern-looking men spread across two tables. Their crude weapons were propped in the darkest and dustiest corner of the main room. "Get a move on, Shalla. Mugs won't fill themselves." Master Pringus went out on the porch for some air. Shalla could manage. The arrow seemed to whistle out of thin air. It pierced his throat. Silence reigned for a few seconds. It was shattered by Shalla's shriek. The shrill sound roused the drinking men from their lethargy. They tumbled over each other to reach their weapons, cursing amid the overturned furniture. A young man in plate armor was the first to find his weapon. He charged out of the tavern, brandishing his longsword. Et voila! Hexagrid, team tactics. We've all got our men lined up neatly. Now, we don't get an option to position ourselves, that's fine. So, in order we can start the battle if we want to. I know. The tutorial is meant for me, but, you know, I do recommend reading it at least the first time around. But for the purposes of Let's Play, I'm gonna tell you what's going on. So essentially we're under attack by orcs. Shut up. You at least give me an option to not do that. And the orcs, they are Well, they are quite accurate by the looks of it. Are they getting buff? Let's see, I can look at that. Right, so all my units have day vision, so basically, as long as it's daytime, they actually do better. And they also have day vision, so they also do better. Well, they're not, fortunately, not as good as my men then. But they'll need to be. Now, what we're facing here is just basically a couple of Orc Warriors, a Berserker, which is a little bit more dangerous, and an Orc Archer. It's another warrior over here, and of course a Boar Rider. But luckily, he can't do much yet. But he can charge into our midst. We want to kind of avoid that. Right, so let's start the battle before we totally talk away. So what I'm now looking to do is just essentially position my men to be as optimal as possible. But first of all, let's do that. Move forward, and I can't reposition you. Now, facing is somewhat important. As any of the 3 hexes in front of a character, that means he will not be flanked and cannot be stabbed in the back. Stabbing in the back, of course, confers a certain bonus to your opponent. Now, I think, yeah, no, none of the Orcs, no, he's in range, but let's move one forward. Luckily, I do have infinite arrows. Well, these are not good odds. And basically, I have a chance to do 3 damage at a 30% chance to hit. Oh, it hit. How fortuitous. Alright, let's see if I can get a little bit better positioning. Essentially using the well to keep my flanks secure. Because the Orc Rider will probably try to get across. Alright, I've got some little bit better odds over here. Let's go for the Berserker first. On. Alright, well, this bush I can destroy, but it is currently giving me a little bit of protection, and you can go that way, and I'll position you like that. We also have a couple of allies on the field, a couple of peasants. They are, well, pretty much screwed, but they do have some abilities. Like, for instance, they can dig, so they can create a ford, essentially a hole in the ground. Well, and they can put up a barricade, so having a peasant wouldn't be necessarily bad. The biggest advantage they really have is that they have range because of the pitchforks they are using. And let's see, I think everything is in position. I can't really move any further. Alright, let's let them come at me. Now, everything in this here is bound with hotkeys. I can check if there's any unit left that I have not used all of the action points for, but I'm not going to be blindly rushing forward. The end of turn is space, and when it says end of turn, it literally means end of turn. If you have any units left, it will not give you a warning, it will just go to the next turn, in which case, the enemy moves. Or in this case, our allies move. Alright then. Now there is a zone of control, so I can't bypass any enemy that has it. Just like that. Alright, you move in here. Face that way. Strike. Strike. Hit the Berserker. Hit the Berserker. I know the ranged unit here, the Orc Archer, is also sort of dangerous, but he's currently distracted with the peasant, and that's not really my concern. Now I could go and flank. No, I couldn't flank. He's still turned the wrong way. I could move my commander Roderick over here. And I can't change the spacing, that's fine. Alright, you move in here. Look that way. And miss, that's not what I wanted you to do. I don't need to turn them that way, but I just like to do that anyway. Not sure if archers can get a bonus from attacking from the flank, but he shouldn't be able to flank from this position. Alright. Alright, let's move that, and I think... Let's see, what can it be if there's anyone left with any moves? There is not, so next attack. Go peasants! Ooh, bleeding, that's no good. Well, we're still fine. Alright. Now let's start hacking into this guy. By attacking him, I reduce his stamina, which essentially means he will become less effective during the fight. Of course, this also applies to my men. But you know, for now we need to keep hope alive. Alright. The Berserker is a slightly more dangerous threat. And luckily he turned his back to my men. When he's bleeding for 1 damage each turn, I could raise his evasion, but that takes up all his action points and 4 stamina. I'd much rather just hit him. And I win. Alright, face that way. And you too. So you cannot go flank. I'll go around the back here and flank him. And I think you will chase down this guy. This does leave me open in the rear once this peasant goes down. He's only got 5 hit points left. There's nobody left to move. Let's move. Yep, that's the peasant gone. Ooh, he moved. I guess he noticed the danger then. Alright, well this orc is running out of stamina, which means he'll become less effective. He'll start losing his accuracy and his evasion. Let's keep hitting him. Alright, you move forward 1. And not great chances to hit. They have, I think these both have shields, yeah. So they won't take as much damage, but well, that's all I have. Alright, you face that way. Strike. Right. And I wanted to attack here, but I really need to keep these guys off of my archers. So I need to make sure that this guy cannot just run around. And he can't attack now, but at least he's done that. Right, you focus on the archer now. And you don't have to move. Right, you move forward, strike. Right, and his stamina is also starting to run out. I mean, none of my men have healing potions, I believe. Yeah. Alright, next turn. He's trying to flank me. That's not great, but nothing really I can do about it just yet. Now, come on, stop missing. Alright, 1 more. Now, I'm also getting a reduction in my accuracy because one of my men is in the way. But I hit anyway. No, I have to strike. And now I can't attack. Well, that's fine. Need to keep in range of the archer. In which case I might as well just move over there. Right. This guy must be getting tired now. Well, he does recover 3 stamina per turn, of course, but should be fine. Alright. Let's keep doing damage to him. Luckily, he is a big target. Yeah, his evasion is worse than mine. Alright, next turn. Ouch. Alright, I'd really appreciate it if you just stopped hitting my guys. Alright, look this way. Give yourself a defensive stance, because you might die. Alright, finish him off. Good. Now we can start reinforcing the line over here. Roderick, you finish that guy. And that's all the moves we have. Go. So much for the use of defensive stance. But at least he turns his back to us. At least he turned his back to us. Alright. Not much else I can do when I could move. But now I'm pretty much screwed. I might lose that guy. Yep, there he's gone. Oh, the boar rider didn't move. He must be running out of stamina. Alright, kill the archer, please. Thank you. Alright. Come on, guys. Finish him off. He's got 1 hit point. Ah. Is there anyone with any movement left? No. Don't miss. Hit. That's much better. Alright, just 2 orcs left. I mean, I could move my archers behind to try and get him in the back, but he will just try to charge them. Not really a great idea. Ooh. Roderick must be getting tired. No, not yet. Well, he's also too far away to use his heroic cry. I think that's everyone. Yep. Alright, their morale is starting to falter. Alright, can you kill him? Yes, you can. Alright, let's finish him off. Just reduce his stamina. Or his action points this turn. 6 hit points left. But his strength is really starting to suffer because he doesn't have any stamina left. So he probably won't move. Alright, let's run back across the field. And there he goes. Victory! We lost the swordsman. Oh well. We're in the army camp. We can now get stuff. So we have 2 liquid fire potions in storage, which might be useful for the next mission. We'll probably bring them along. Lost the level 1 swordsman. Well, how much is a swordsman? It's 40. So these are all the mercs I can potentially get at some point. The list doesn't scroll, but you know, getting a knight or a dancer, paladin, mage, or some of these dwarves, or this elf might be nice. Really hoping that we soon get the priestess, because that will give us some healing potential within the group. We also have these assistants, which we can get potentially. I have 122 gold. We're currently a mercenary with a calm of 8, which I guess is good. But these assistants will give us a random perk. Well, give us a perk during battle. Right now that they're all a little bit too expensive. Yeah, no. At this point, it's probably still just better to hire a new one. Could also get a peasant. Giant Scourge. Well, he can dig and he can construct, which is something none of my other characters can do. You know what? Our maximum size of army reached. Well, can I not just dismiss him? Well, he doesn't carry any potion. Alright, so now let's get a peasant. Just because I can. Right, so he has the dig and build ability, which might come in handy later. He can carry a lot of stuff, which is useful. At the moment, I think I mostly want a couple of health potions. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Let's put the liquid fire potion on my archers. And all my melee guys will get a healing potion. At this stage of the game, that's probably a better idea. Now, I could also give you something else potentially. What else is here that I could use? Now, mana potion is not necessary because I don't have any unit that has mana. I could get more liquid fire. I'd have the money for it. Potion of purification, a temporary condition. All temporary conditions are removed from units within it, and that receive 2 damage taking into account their magic resistance. Well, if I knew I was going against undead, that might be useful. And I know that I'm going against undead, so I will take a few. We have the courage potion, which increases morale, which could be useful, since high morale confers stats in battle, I believe. Yeah, if your morale is more than 35, a unit receives +1 accuracy, +1 strength, +1 evasion. Now, currently none of my units have anywhere close to that amount. So, courage potion with +20 could push them over the edge if I give it them at the start. That won't really help much though, right? Ah, well, let's get one potion. Winter's Breath will slow enemies down. Stink Bomb will inflict poison, which is neat, but... Stun Bomb speaks for itself, and Stamina Potion restores stamina. How is the stamina on this on him? 19. It's actually better than some of my soldiers. Alright, well, you'll get a Courage Potion. And you might as well also carry these. Well, actually, no, you can handle that. I think that'll do for purchases right now. Let's have a look at the world map. Alright, so we have only one option to go, to the destroyed farm. Yeah, this is as much as this is a mercenary game in a big world. Story, as I've seen it so far, is quite linear. So whatever you're going to do, you have to pick from whatever the developer believed is the best way to tell this story. 1 week ago, Roderick had fulfilled his childhood dream. He had formed his squad of mercenaries, the Silver Griffins. Now Roderick was canvassing the taverns of Myrstone for recruits in the evening gloom. He selected only the finest physical specimens who believed he would follow orders. He was proud of his progress thus far. When he had coaxed his Silver Griffins out of another tavern, Roderick observed a bedraggled man staggering toward him. The man's clothes were torn and he was caked in mud. The stranger collapsed at Roderick's feet. In the evening gloom, curious Myrstone residents gathered around. Please, help zombies to the North Farm, the man spluttered. He pawed at Roderick's boots and fixed the mercenary with a desperate stare. There are children. Please. With his utterance, the last ounce of the man's strength deserted him. He groaned and curled into the fetal position. Right then, start mission. The Silver Griffins wanted a chance to prove themselves, to forge a reputation. The Roderick steeled himself and led the Silver Griffins out of Myrstone. As they approached the farm, the mercenaries could make out shadows lurching between the charred buildings in the pale light of the moon. Unpleasant sucking noises, like boots being pulled out of a bog, drifted across the night sky. Alright, so now we get to position our units. Thank you. That feeling when you just know there's gonna be a tutorial popping up. But we can have a look at our opponents, which is zombies. Now, zombies have night vision. As it is night, they have the advantage. They also have Giant Scourge because they're wielding not a pickaxe, what is that? A pike? No. Pitchfork, that's it. Anyway, they are also bloodless. I can't make them bleed, which is fine. They have a slow attack, so they can only attack once per turn. They have Plague. So if they kill any one of my guys, they will turn into a zombie, and they are soulless. They have neither morale nor stamina and is immune to Rage, Curse or Bless. And behind them, yeah, I know that. And behind them there's ghouls. Ghouls wear off extra stamina from enemies when they are attacking. They're immune to poison, they're an executioner. So anyone that they see, anyone that gets killed by this guy will drop the morale. He attacks quickly, so he is dangerous, and he affects bleeding. Not great indeed. Yes, illumination level is actually quite important. There are 3 levels of illumination: bright, shaded, and dark. Now, and there's a variety of units that have benefits to that. Since it is dark at the moment, it's night, I am at a distinct disadvantage. Not good. But it is alright, because I have a means of counteracting that, which I will tell you about next time. Thank you for watching.